Righto, take two. Hey, we're back. You wouldn't know it, but we cut one earlier that just rambled, believe it or not. Let's not start it again that way.
No way.
We've been asked where are the two guys in the gym. We're still in the gym, and now we're here talking to you guys. And there's been requests here and there throughout last year and early on this 2020, the new year.
Yep.
What are we going to do with it? Are we doing two guys? Is it a real thing? And it is. We're here. We're going to do it once a week. We've called it, which is huge.
Yes.
52 episodes and opportunities to get around us this year.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know if anyone's ready for it. Late last year, we were asked, I put it out there, well, we did collectively as two guys, put it out there, what would you like us to talk about? And there was a fair bit of hit back in regards to what you wanted us to talk about. Some gym-based stuff, some life, whatever stuff. Motivation was a big one. And I would have to say that just in people coming into the gym, it's easily a top three. What do you struggle with, all that sort of stuff? Where have you gone off the rails in the past? Motivation.
Yeah.
Do you want to kick in anything straight up? Or
tough. I guess for me, a lot of the same thing. People ask the feedback on what's motivation. How do I get motivation? I can't seem to find it. The alarm goes off in the morning, and motivation's not there. I think my advice to people is a lot of people look at motivation as it's something that they're going to see. It's something that's always going to be there every day. If you actually look into the word motivate, it means to move forward, to move ahead. So my advice to people is, first thing, have discipline. When you have that discipline, then you'll get that motivation. It just starts with that first day of getting out of bed and going for a walk. Starts with the second day getting out of bed when the times get tough, when it gets cold or it gets hot or whatever it is, it's that discipline. The motivation will follow. That's my thing on getting people started. That's probably my biggest one.
Yep. I think that's fair. I think that anything that you're trying to do in your life has to resonate on a deeper level outside of just wanting the result. I think people are really results driven, which is fine because you need that end goal. I'm not a huge planner. I'm not a goals person, which is pretty... sorry, that's a manager. Which is a bit of a catch-22 for me because in the planning I feel very boxed in, but I know that it sort of can be derailing if I don't take myself into some sort of structure to get where I want to be. But I also think that people are so hell-bent on this results side of things that they're not attaching themselves to the meaning of what it is. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
I don't want to be too deep and meaningful about it, but we meet a lot of people in here that are coming in to implicate change into their life, and quite often it's a real emotional attachment for people why they're looking to lose weight or why they're looking to be healthier. And when we break it down and talk a little bit more, it's that they're wanting to be better holistically in their life, wanting to play with their kids more. Maybe they're not getting enough bum taps from the husband or the wife or the boyfriend, the girlfriend, whatever. Yeah.
Nice one.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So those are bigger things, but we sort of just want to lose the 6 kilos, or we've got to fit into a dress by, November to be a bridesmaid. And I think what you're saying is right.
Yep.
In the sense that the motivation often is external, and the drivers need to be internal.
Correct.
And I think we have to stop being so hard on ourselves with it as well. Because
so would you be saying if I, as a client, am struggling to find that motivation to lose 10 kilos, say, I want to lose 10 kilos, but I'm not motivated,
Yep.
Do you think it's worth me really sitting down and having a good hard think about why I want to lose 10 kilos?
100%. That's what we're talking about before I even worry about training you as such. If it is just that you want to lose the 10 because it's a nice whole round figure, and once upon a time you used to be, 50 kilos in a size 6 and now you're 60 kilos in a size 10 or whatever it is, I'm wanting to know why it is, outside of a bit of a spring in the step, that you want to be there, which is great. You want to be there, that's good. Like, let's get you there. 10 kilos is not hard to lose if we go about it the right way, but you've got to be attached to it, outside of being, in essence, what I think a lot of people are, is almost scared of it. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Sort of chasing it a little bit out of a anxiety or a state where you're like, oh, I've got to get my shit together. I've got to go. And it, I think what you said is perfect. As it gets colder, maybe, and in line with loving on yourself a little bit more and not being so hard and looking at it a bit holistically, is, if it's freezing cold one morning, still get your ass up out of bed. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk instead of a 15. Still tick the box, but allow yourself to be a little bit flexible, knowing the greater good of what you're trying to achieve for yourself.
You just got better in a smaller way, so it doesn't matter.
100%, and we say that all the time in here. It doesn't matter what you're doing. 30 seconds on the bike at 50% your maximum or something like that. You're literally going to be better in 30 seconds than what you are right now.
Correct.
Motivation, it's a tough one though. It is.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, and again, not to blanket the industry because there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things, but it's what fitness has fought for so long.
Fitness has got a lot to answer for, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of people trying to turn up, and they're either scared to turn up in the first place, or as we said, they're potentially reacting out of almost a reactive state. They're scared of where they're at, and they've got to, they're trying anything to get back to where they want to be or envisage where they're at.
I've even come across people who, when we dive into it, they are actually comfortable in being uncomfortable with who they are. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So whether it is that they want to lose the 10 kilos, they're so worried about what might happen when they lose the 10 kilos that they're just happy being who they are, or shouldn't say happy, but they're just content with staying who they are because they're worried about what may or may not happen or come from losing the 10 kilos.
Yep. No, that's a good call. And I think I posted up, or maybe I didn't end up posting up. I've just put it up on in some stuff that I write on the side, but quite often my young son will come back with scenarios that's like, oh, what if not, Dad? Or what if it doesn't work out? Or what if, that sort of glass half full type thing? And my turnaround straight away, it gives him the shits because it challenges him back. And I'm like, well, what if, mate? What if it goes ahead? What if they say yes? What if? What if that door opens and, you could be just as scared of that new person that's 10 kilos lighter and all the rest of it? Or it could open those doors to amazing possibilities and endless amounts of you.
Correct.
Just going that next level.
Correct.
But you're right. I think that can be, and many of us have great ideas, or many of us envisage better things for ourselves, but it is quite often more pleasing and easy to sit in that little box and just have the idea, oh, I'm not good, no, I could never do that, or oh, Jesus, they'll say no, or I could never be a thing. So, and the years pass and the days tick over.
Well, they're often worried about upsetting others. That's the big one I
that's
find.
A huge one.
They don't want to do whatever it may be. Again, the example of losing 10 kilos. Because someone mightn't love them anymore, or someone might, they might upset somebody.
That, isn't it? That exists. That's a real thing out there.
It is. Yeah, we come across it a bit.
Yep. Which sounds bizarre because, you would feel and hope that people are only making themselves better for their world, and that would be appreciated, but surprising quite often that it's not.
Yeah. We could talk about this for 20 minutes.
I don't know if this has gone into some sort of deep psych evaluation. But, it's an interesting one. I think, I have spoken about this quite a lot as well outside of the F2F stuff, but I think we've unfortunately made selfish a dirty word.
Yeah.
I think we've got to embrace a little bit more selfish, because you can be there for your kids, you can be there for your partner, you can be there for everything else, and and quite often that's a little bit of escapism too, right? Because you're not dealing with you. But I think you need to empower yourself and allow yourself to be a little bit selfish here and there to make sure you're a priority to take it on.
Yeah. Perfect saying here at the gym, better you to better them.
That's for sure. Yep. You've got to allow yourself to be in the space to be better for other people.
For sure. 100%. Homework for the viewers and the listeners at home. I've literally put you on the spot.
Yeah, you have.
I'll go in on something quick.
Yep.
If you want to lose 10 kilos as an example, write down the whys for me.
Yep.
Tell me why 10 kilos. Tell me why you're going to do it. Tell me how you're going to get your motivation and how you're going to keep getting up every morning.
Yep.
That's the why.
Yep.
That's my homework.
Yeah, cool. And I'm just going to chime in on that and say, because I like the idea of just making that a little sort of journal note or whatever for yourself. But I'm going to say that that can't include any external stuff. It must be about you. Okay, so it can't be, I've got the wedding, or just, it's got to be about you. It's got to be about something.
If it is the example of the wedding, though,
yep.
maybe it is that you internally, you want that feeling when you walk in the door, and it's that slow motion, doves are flying,
that you're shit
and
hot.
The whole room, you want that feeling inside of the whole room looking at you. If that's a thing, that's perfect.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you got to think of that every morning on
Yep.
the cold mornings.
Yep.
That feeling you're going to get inside.
Yep.
That's your motivation.
That's what
right
I'm
there.
saying. Don't be critical in that sense and say, oh, I want to look shit hot for Martha's like wedding photos. That's not your driver.
Yep.
Your driver is you want to go in there smoking and hot and just killing it, blowing it. You're probably hotter anyway, so don't worry about it. But I'm just saying, if that's your mojo, then get around that for you. Don't write on that list that Adsy's asked you to do as homework, Martha wants me to look shit hot.
Yeah.
It's not about Martha.
Nope.
This is all about you going in, doves flying, someone's just turned on a fan and the hair's going back. And
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that feeling.
Paps all over you. Yeah, who doesn't like that feeling? That's it.
I like it.
11 and a half.
Wow.
Saddle up next week. This is going to go deep. I can feel it. 51 weeks left.
Yep.
All right. Catch you later.
Cool.
See ya. Ooh. 3 clap.